One of my favorite places in the world is Bandon Dunes Golf Resort. And if you're a golfer, you know where it is and you know why it's one of my favorite places. If you're not a golfer, it's in Oregon. You can look it up if you want, but I'm just using that as a point of reference. One of my favorite places at that resort is not actually on a golf course. It's in the woods. And if you take one of the walking paths, you can get to this clearing where they've laid out a labyrinth. And this labyrinth is a walking path with twists and turns and places where you have to double back. And it's a walking meditation path and is designed as a metaphor for the twists and turns that life brings us. But that metaphor concludes with you realizing that there were always going to be twists and turns, that your path was never going to be a straight line. Yet, as long as you start and you keep moving forward, you'll get to where you need to go. Now, a labyrinth looks like a maze, but a maze is fundamentally different in that there are a lot of paths that you can take, and many of those paths lead to dead ends. And when you get to a dead end, you feel like you have no choice but to go right back to where you started and maybe try again in a way that is going to be successful this time, you hope. Now, COVID has made everything in sales a lot less clear over the past year plus. And it's easy to get frustrated. It's easy to feel like you've run into a dead end because the way you were going on that path seems to have changed. There was an unexpected turn or a twist that you didn't necessarily like. The people who are going to succeed, the people who will always succeed, are the ones who embrace those obstacles for the opportunities that they present. Every twist, every turn is an opportunity to learn something. It's an opportunity to continue to move forward even though it feels like you're moving sideways. It's an opportunity to remember that your road to success was never going to be a straight line. That it's way more interesting when it's not a straight line. That you learn so much more when you have to step to the side, when you have to go in another direction, when you have to learn a new skill to continue to move forward. The people who are going to be successful, who will always be successful, who always have been the ones who will be successful, are the ones who have dealt with these adversities and kept them in stride and continued to move forward because they know when they keep moving forward, they'll eventually get to where they need to go. Things are always going to happen that are outside of your control. What you need to remember is that the things that are always within your control, you always have to focus on the things that are within your control because those are the things that lead to your success. So, I know the last year or so has been very, very frustrating. And I know that it has given many of you who are listening to this right now pause and an opportunity to think about whether or not you're in the right place, whether or not you're doing the right things. But when you know that you're doing the right things, when you know that the obstacles create opportunities and present really good chances for you to develop into something greater than you are right now, you lean into those opportunities. You keep moving forward. No step is too small if it's headed in the right direction. Just make sure you keep taking steps. That's the biggest difference between the labyrinth and the maze, is that if you keep taking steps, you will eventually get to where you need to go. So when you think about how frustrating selling through COVID has been, remember that there is another COVID type something coming. There is always something around the corner that can mess up your mojo, that can get in your way. But remember a couple of things. One, that makes the whole journey a lot more interesting. Two, the lessons that you learn along the way make you more equipped to handle the adversity that is inevitably coming. And remember that as long as you keep moving forward, you'll eventually get to where you want to be.